we've been shooting with production lights for quite some time already. So we thought, hey, why not? Let's check out how they actually make production lights. Nanlite answered our call, and then we decided to fly all the way to China just to check out how they actually make the lights.
Okay, the factory itself is actually located in Shantou, which is about 2 hours train ride from Shenzhen itself.
We are at Shenzhen North Railway Station now.
Very early, I want to sleep.
And once we got there, there was actually a staff who picked us up with a van.
你好，我好酷。
Welcome to Shantou.
So cute, man.
Can I help you?
And we traveled in the car ride for another 30 minutes to reach the factory itself, which is about, there's like 5 different buildings. Once we reached the place itself, we alighted the car. There was a group of 5 or 10 or 10 of
Yeah,
the
about
staff.
10 of their staff
Yeah,
that came
they
to
were
greet us and welcome us.
I was quite overwhelmed, honestly. Yeah, so they brought us straight to the showroom itself, which we actually managed to see a lot of their stuff. So honestly speaking, when we were there, the first thing I noticed was the wall of history. And then I saw was actually called Nanguang. And I was like, oh,
Yes.
I actually had the
Yeah, we had a
Nanguang.
Nanguang panel a long time ago, man.
Yeah, I didn't even know that they renamed it to Nanlite itself.
南就是南的拼音，
男的啊，
南方的拼音，然后 light 就跟我们的 light 光的这个英文是有谐音的。
OK。
然后我们 non-lux 是更豪华的一个定位，所以说 luxury。
Like the showroom, right? They had like all the Nanlite products, like even bubble tubes, different size, right? Also have.
I mean, it's the
different
factory,
attachments also
right? So all the products are, yeah.
So at first I thought like, okay, showroom, just see all the different lights. But then after that, right, when I actually got to see and touch all the different products that they had, right, to me it was actually quite impactful because in Singapore, right, we don't have such a showroom available, firstly. And secondly, in order for us to actually know and understand better about the different equipments that we want to buy or we want to purchase, right, there's only YouTube videos and reviews that we have available. So over here, right, we can actually see and touch how all the yoke works, all the adjustments that we can make, as well as all the power plugs and how it works. So I thought like that was actually very helpful.
That's all.
5 seconds.
超快耶 Did you see this?
Yes, that's it.
Finish.
刚刚回家
Lights.
I even also spotted the like underwater rig light thingy.
Yeah. So they actually showcase other, special rigs that special lights that they produce for movie directors. There's one that is used to film underwater, man, under the sea. Yeah. And
Then I think like also to see how their products work, right? They have different areas in the showroom, different like mock-ups, like macam like IKEA like that. So they can actually show you how lights are used in different scenarios, whether it's in the office space, in a more confined space. That was when we first knew about Gutech also.
yeah, about this brand called Gutech. So a lot of us would know about all your hard cases brand, like your Pelicans, your Nanooks. Yeah. But there's this brand called Gutech, which is actually built in-house by Nanlite. To compete with all the industry standards of these
Protection cases, protective cases.
Yeah.
And they even challenge you to stand on the Gutech
Oh yeah.
pieces.
You can even stand on it.
Wow. And for the price point?
Can you imagine this guy is like, I don't know, like 90 kg, and he stand on the case?
Hey, 80 something
Can 90 lah.
Haven't hit
On that
9
day
yet.
when you're there, it's 90 already.
And then they told him to just jump on it as well. So to me it was like, wow, the durability is wow.
It's made in China, but it's still as good as your other brands. And also because they make these cases in-house, right? They are able to integrate their lights together with the cases. Down to, you can just slot the light in and then you can just charge. They will wire all your outlets and everything just nice so that when you fit everything, including the accessories, it's all in one case. You just need to bring the case out and then you're set, you're done for the shoot already.
Yeah, wow. So that one, right, I really hope Nanlite does it, whereby they have like all the other larger lights, like your 500 watt lights or your
Correct.
600 or your 1200 watt lights, right? If they can give you an option to have an optional hard case add-on, you pay more money for it, I think that would be super good. Then you can get all a standardized size, you can stack, it doesn't shift around so much. So like one thing that we are very particular about for production, right, is that we also want to ensure that all our cases are of similar size so that they can be easily stackable. It's like you have these ridges also in your Gutech cases, or rather on your Gutech cases. So when you stack the cases, right, they don't actually slide around. They do stay put. Yeah, so I wish, right, if they also have such an offering for their production lights, right, wow, I think that it will be a total winner already. Then to us, it's quite important because especially when we're shooting in office scenarios, right? You don't want your equipment, like accidentally sliding down, then you create a bit of a noise or ruckus in the office. It's not very good in terms of facing the client. I was really impressed with their card case actually, because their card case, right, could store a lot of the different cards like micro SD cards all the way to the full-size CFast cards. I like it because it's a product that can continuously be used, whereas a lot of the other offerings in the market, right, it's like you only have a certain range of card sizes that
So
you can
only
use.
SD, then after you phase out SD, then cannot use already.
Yeah.
CFast.
Yeah. Then so now I feel like at least it's a product that can last with me all the way. So funny thing was that I held it on like pretty much the whole time that we were touring around.
Until they gave him the case.
They were like, oh, they just
喂好屁啊
Shamelessly took
That's
it.
why shameless this guy.
这个你们还有吧？我就可以等一下跟你们买。
你拿一个就行了，是拿一个。
So I think like that also speaks a lot about their hospitality also, and I feel like there's a certain sense of genuineness that you sense that the staff has towards us.
So there were 3 factory space. The first floor of the factory space we were greeted with like 20 plus CNC machines. So all the metal parts on your NAND lights are actually CNC out instead of what do you call that, molded out. Yeah, molding.
Okay, so editor Ming Yang here, filling in the extra stuff. So I believe what you guys are seeing is actually the yoke. They just haven't bent it yet. So it's the black color U-shaped bar that you see that holds the light in the middle. In Singapore, right, we only see like about 2 CNC machines at one go. So here was quite an eye-opener seeing so many lined up like a crazy production line. So what you guys are seeing here are how they're actually hole punching out the metal bits. Because instead of CNCing out the holes one by one for all the grills lah, stuff like that, right, it's actually faster to just hole punch. But when they hole punch, right, they cannot punch like 6 or 12 holes at one go, so they have to do one by one. And after that, right, once it's all finished by machine, a human will still need to come in to do the small finishing touch-up lah. Usually they are like small tiny marks or machine marks here and there.
Honestly speaking, the part where I know the durability and the longevity of the product was where we were brought to the 3rd level where they show us the testing area of all these products.
你多少次这个 switch on switch off 按压，它不停地按它，不停地按它。
When I saw how they tested it, it was really mind blown. So that was the eye opener to us.
To expand on the testing part, they actually have a mock-up set. There's a treadmill to simulate everyday walking. You pull your luggage, and bumps and everything.
这是玩到
Even in,
然后
down to
我们的5000
wet
米
weather.
你想想有这么大雨吗？
They
新加
have
坡应该没有
they
吧？
have a jet just gushing at the light 24 hours, just to make sure that it's sealed and it's still working condition. The light is on and the water is just spraying.
真的
That one
哇
really impressed me because a lot of the showrooms or whatsoever.
而且它还是工作，它是接电的，它在接电。
dripping water and your equipment. Okay lah, still can function lah. But
Correct
now
lah.
this one, right, you are talking about water with pressure gushing towards the light, and they actually make the light spin around also.
And the other one was the one that was fully submerged in the water for quite a long time. I can't remember the duration that they put it in, but they say that they test it for a long period.
It's for the waterproof series lah. I think there's some tubes and
The Marvel tubes, the Gutek cases, they had it submerged.
这里是85啊，85啊。
Okay, so we just went into the heat room, which we're not allowed to show what other products inside.
when we go out, there's one section where they kept lights that were manufactured way back, like maybe their
灯
first
具
gen.
老化
就是
区。
任何一款组装完成的灯具都要送来这里进行长时间的老化测试，就是把它亮4个小时，比如说亮10个小时，甚至亮1天一直亮的，看它工作的怎么样。嗯
OK
How it function？
They actually plug in, turn it on, and never turn it off.
I saw my Nanguang light panel that was like more than 10 years ago. Still there, still on, still working very well.
So that's how extensive they test their lights.
And they have never off the lights. Never.
就是那边村民很多都会抱怨啊，你们那怎么晚上都不关灯的？旁边是我们的有居民的。
I don't know got blackout before or not. Yeah, they say never off before.
And then like for us, right, because for production lights, right, we tend to try to be a bit more conservative, or we are scared that the light will spoil and things
Yeah,
like that.
we try not
So
to
we
just
try
go
to
100% all the time, but then they just don't care.
Yeah, on set usually we'll dial it down or we'll turn it off when like we're changing the stuff, or like let's say when people are discussing about the next shot, we tend to off the lights to preserve it.
但是为什么要放大那么久呢？
它就是要测试它经过常年这样运行有没有一些性能方面啊，或寿命使用寿命有没有一些这个缺陷。
Actually, when we were in the area, we were given like sunglasses because it's just so bright inside there.
这些
然后这里拍照会很酷， 真的戴墨镜给你拍照很酷。好亮。
You remove your glasses, bro.
Oh, you can remove it.
I have no idea how Delvin shot all the B-roll stuff.
I had no idea how I shot it as well.
Because you can't see the camera screen anymore.
If it's underexposed, don't blame me. I can't see.
Then they have the PCB boards manufacturing. I think that was pretty cool because like for Nanlite lights, right, they don't have the PCB board as one whole board alone, but they do split it up into 3 different boards.
I think for them to speed it up the PCB boards is a very clever idea. In terms of serviceability, yeah. Visibility. Yeah, it's easier to service. Like, let's say if you have a power issue, you just need to replace your power PCB.
最终是不用换这些小的元器件的，你理解吗？我们只要给你个 board 给你，你直接插拔就行了。
So it's actually very fast, down to the extent that if let's say you're based in China, you have a faulty issue, you send it back to Nanlite. Once the light reaches the factory, within 24 hours, your light will be repaired and sent back to you. Yeah, this is their guarantee policy.
We like Taobao our own stuff, it was blazing fast. Like 1 day, 2 days, it will reach already. So let alone 1 day, 2 days, it will reach the Nanlite factory. 1 day of repair, and then another 1 to 2 days of it being sent back to you. It's like what? Your whole light that was spoiled comes back to you fully repaired in less than a week. I think it's super blazing fast.
I think it speaks loads about their confidence in their own product and their own service team. It really impressed me. I mean, I was still asking, hey, can I just send from my Singapore one to you guys? But then they say they will just send the parts to the country.
Correct. So like for Singapore, they will just send it to Nanlite Singapore.
Yeah.
And then they will just replace the part for you.
So it was, wow, for product that is not exactly too expensive, honestly, they really do a lot of service recovery for you, I would say.
We usually at most will purchase 1, 2 or 3 lights because each light is like what, 1,000, 2,000, some lights are even $3,000. It's quite pricey, I feel. But like over there in the factory, right, your Pavo tubes lah, your non-lux lights lah, your 1,200 watt lights.
It's just
lah,
everywhere.
it's just everywhere.
But that's because it's a factory.
Yeah. I thought they'll lift up the whole tray and move. Turns out no, they have like machines to do it. They have like some
Autonomous
robots
machines
thing to
lah,
do it.
yeah.
原材料就会放在这个架子上，工人只用放在架子上 ，AGV 会过来，把它抬升，
整个架子都抬走
抬升，然后运走。等会你们就可以看到，等会你们可以看到。
The machine doesn't lift up like one tray. It lifts up the entire shelf.
Correct. The whole rack goes with it.
Yeah.
And all the products we see there, right, are actually fulfill orders. Yeah. They don't manufacture and then wait for people to buy.
All I saw, right, was just like money. Because lights are so freaking expensive. And then it's like just there. It looks so like commodified like that.
And they say that like the demand just keep coming and they.
There are days that they have to OT just to fulfill certain demands.
他们工厂的工人可能会根据生产计划会加班，因为有时候订单很多
订单很多，
可能就 overtime。
When we went to the higher floors, then that's when we saw the non-lux lights being produced.
还有包装全部在这，5000币，你可以看到可能几百台5000币在这里。
So the welfare for the staff is actually quite on point. Down to like they actually have dormitories for their staff that don't live in Shantou. So if you are living further away, you can stay in the dormitory for a very cheap rate, like 30 a month.
30, is it 30 USD, right?
Yeah, maybe 30 USD a month. You get a room and the room is very decent.
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's
so-
actually like proper wardrobes. You have washing machine. You have a bathroom to your room. You don't have to share a common toilet. And then meals are also provided in the
Canteen, they have a canteen also.
Yeah, right.
And the meals are only like $1.
Yeah, the meals are priced at $1
USD each.
Yeah. And it's actually very, very good, I think.
Yeah,
Much
it's
better than
good,
our
right?
Cai Fan.
Yeah,
If you
correct.
have like carbs, you have like what, 2 veg, 1
Yeah,
meat.
2 veg, 1 meat.
You still have a soup.
Your
that
fruits
pairs together, yeah, fruits.
correct.
Then like
And they're all
wow.
tasty, not like
Yeah.
not like
We managed to try it while we were having it for lunch.
correct. They actually send up a portion of their stuffed meal for us to try.
I couldn't finish it.
So we got an actual set. So what you guys are seeing, right, is what the workers actually eat. Which
Every
I
day,
think
you know,
is
yeah.
really good
Feels like they get a nutrition to come in and right now like what to cook for them.
Like army cookhouse like that actually.
So then because we say that they make everything in the house, right? So what does it mean by that? All the packaging, like all your carton box, your foam, the cases, the wheels, the handles, everything is made at the factory itself.
Yeah. Okay, the cardboard boxes are folded in the factory, but they don't make the cardboard boxes.
Right. So they buy the blank sheet, the blank canvas, then they cut and they fold it themselves. Print.
I guess that's how they actually keep the prices of their lights a little bit more affordable.
Then they have like a plastic molding machine, one of the largest in the province, right?
Correct.
In the city area also. That punches out all the Gudek cases, all the plastic, like the Pico series lights that you get. So we actually got to see how they make Gudek cases in-house. Then after that, we were brought to the in-house studio.
这我们的小的 studio， 我们自己的 studio， 我们有一些简单的拍摄也是在这里。我们的产品啊、产品照啊，我们这些都是我们有 photographer， 我们有 gaffer 的，就我们有 DP， 这种的 DP。对对对。
的设计团队。
哎，看一下他们的这个相机怎么样？
相机
评价一下。
Red，
很专业。
The photos that you see on the Nunlight websites or everything, I think they are all shot in-house.
I thought it was kind of interesting because right, you would think that from the factory, right, they'll just take the equipment and bring over to the studio and shoot, right? No, so what we saw, right, was that they actually brought over the sealed boxes.
Right, like brand new seal, and then they were unpacking over there.
Yeah, they were like, huh? But did you just like pack it like what?
Feels
10,
a little bit
20 meters down or 50
counterproductive, but yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah, I think I did ask them, right, but they were saying like, oh, they wanted to show also like how they actually really unbox the whole thing properly and things like that.
为什么要自己好像从
拍产品照
出来，不然
拍产品照，拍产品照。这是新吧，新品吧，这应该新品。
That brings us about the end of the factory tour, but our engagement with Nunlight didn't just end there. Their hospitality really went above and beyond what we thought.
I mean, like once we reached the train station in Santo, they were there to pick us all the way until we left.
Right. The moment we reached the factory,
wow, this is so cool.
we feel very welcome. They really assigned one assistant to each of us, to tag each of us, to make sure that our needs were met, but also to, in a way, give us a personal guided tour, because some of us were like quite away from the rest, especially me, because I was filming at the sites. So one of them was like telling me, oh, this is for what, this is for what. So I felt not as left out.
哇，你知唔知食過熱火鍋誒？
There's a sense of like genuinity and closeness, and like when you really mean it and you want your visitors to have a good experience. Like I felt like it went beyond just like a formal meeting of like, oh, this is what we do. Like on the left and right, macam like zoo like that, but like seeing animals, but not seeing like lights. But I think how they really explained to us and took care of us. Yeah, it really spoke a lot about their hospitality.
是拿来洗手的吗？
洗手，你放你的手机。
我们这边这些呢，就全部都是先切的，
先切的。
不是说因为有些像北京的铜锅涮羊肉，它是一个肉块冰冻的 frozen，然后它就用机器割那样。但我们这个刚刚在前面也看到，它就是新鲜的。
So when we went in, we were greeted by the cutting station. For all the chefs, they were cutting the beef slices, and then the first thing that caught our eyes were their watches.
The chefs were wearing Rolexes, slicing the beef. It's a very high state kind of position, to be a chef to prepare this kind of meat for the customers. Yeah. And also very interesting thing that the hot pot that they eat over there is that they don't drink the soup.
Oh yeah,
It's Qing Tang.
Yeah. It's basically plain water, maybe with a corn inside there. You just use it to cook the meat and then just eat the meat. Yeah. Unlike us, when we go to Hai Di Lao, then wow, always want the soup and everything, or everything. But they don't consume the soup.
So we just left Nunlight. Oh, they are so hospitable. I mean, you can tell on the smile on our faces, together with Ivan as well as Darwin, that we all had a good time.
I think
Yeah, this bugger. Took the wrong train station. Bloody hell.
You go wrong.
Then you
Wrong train. Wrong train station.
It's raining today. Yep.